Previously on The Way We Did It. We took a road trip out to Joplin, Missouri to pick up our new Lance 825 truck camper. And now it was time to take the camper up to the Rocky Mountains for its first camping trip. As we were getting the camper ready for the weekend, one thing we immediately needed to fix was the sewer hose. The standard one we had was too long to fit inside the abnormally small compartment, so Dave had to trim off a few inches. Other than that, we really wanted to use the camper as is before making any more changes. With the Lance all packed up, we hit the road. We took advantage of being able to park it in town and made a quick stop for lunch before continuing on to Estes Park. The truck camper's hookups are pretty identical to any other motorhome, so we had no issues plugging it into shore power and water. After setting up camp and meeting the neighbors, let's check out the campground. We were staying at the Elk Meadow RV Resort, located on the outskirts of Estes Park. While it is primarily a full hookup campground for motorhomes, it does have tent sites on the outer perimeter, along with small cabins, a lodge, and a historic ranger cabin. There's also a mini golf course next to a dog park and swimming pool, which was closed when we recorded this due to COVID-19. It was time for dinner, which was a fancy meal of frozen pasta and a baguette. Cooking in the camper was a breeze. There was plenty of prep space, and unlike our previous travel trailer, we had an actual vent hood, which prevented countless headaches of setting off the smoke alarm. It's just a tad inconvenient to have to remember to open it up on the outside. We spent the rest of the evening watching Tokyo's opening ceremony. The campground does have free Wi-Fi, but it's not great, so we used our Netgear hotspot. We have a $55 plan through AT&T for 100 gigs a month, but more on that in another video. For past Olympic Games, we usually make a dish from the host country, but since we were camping, we cheated and just bought some strawberry mochi. We both took showers before bed, and it was surprisingly nicer than taking one in the dry bath in our previous camper. We actually had a little more room to move around and added height with the domed skylight. My favorite feature is the electric option for the hot water heater. It warms up the water much faster than with propane and enables us to take longer showers. We also made cleanup a lot easier by using the clothing rod to hang another shower curtain in front of the toilet, keeping that half of the room completely dry. The bed was super comfortable. It actually came with a great mattress. We just added a little extra plushness with the foam topper from Target. In full disclosure, we both knocked our head on the ceiling, more than once. The lower height above the bed is definitely going to take some getting used to, and likely a few more injuries. The next morning, we made breakfast and got ready for the day. One thing the Lance doesn't have is a mirror. So before the trip, I ordered a compact travel mirror that would be easy to store. It has a hard cover to protect the glass, is rechargeable with a USB cable, and has 3 different LED light settings. We ran into a bit of an issue when we tried to dump the tanks. The sewer output is on the right side of the truck, but all the hookups are on the left. And that sewer hose we had to cut, it didn't reach. So Dave had to disconnect the water and power then turned the truck around just so we could empty the tanks. This is definitely something we'll have to remedy before our next camping trip. With housekeeping completed, we plan to spend the rest of the day in Rocky Mountain National Park. We really wanted to take the Lance to our usual spots on the west side of the park, but we're a bit nervous to drive it over Trail Ridge Road. It climbs up to over 12,000 feet above sea level, but the truck handled it perfectly. Once we arrived, we were able to back the Lance right up to the bank of the Colorado River. Dave grabbed his fishing rod and made a beeline to the river, while I made us a quick lunch. This is a perfect example of why we wanted a truck camper. It was traveling with a second home. We were self-contained with our own bathroom and kitchen ready to use at any time. And the fact that we can park it at pretty much any trailhead. Back at camp, we stepped up our dinner game with some Impossible meat burgers and potatoes, and took a break from the Olympics to watch some disc golf, while thoroughly enjoying our ice cream. The next morning, we celebrated our successful weekend with cinnamon buns. It was a great first trip. We do have some future modifications in mind, but overall, we had a blast. Next time, on The Way We Did It, we went all out and took the Lance up to Yellowstone National Park, where we went off the beaten path to less touristy areas with hopes to see more wildlife. And we may have gotten more than we bargained for. If you'd like to join us on more adventures, be sure to like this video and click that subscribe button. Or consider joining our Patreon community so we can continue to show you the way we did it.